So we have around 12 or 13 major ports and around 200 plus non-major ports. And 95% of our volume trade of exports and 70% of its export value happens via port. So port have immense value in our economic system. Ports are center of our growth, center of our economic growth. They contribute around 14% to GDP. And if we see the carbon footprint, so the transport via port and water, it is obviously environmentally sustainable compared to other modes. Then major ports provide around 1.5 lakh direct employment. Then they also foster the growth of fisheries and tourism sector. Then they are important for our maritime security and development of blue economy. For some of the examples of ports and how they are impacting our trade is Vishakhapatnam is one of the largest iron and coal exporting port of India, whereas Kandla is known for its petroleum exports. So the major ports, they had the capacity of handling cargo of around 850 million tons in 2014, and now in 2025 we see it is around 1600 million tons. So it has almost doubled in the last 10 years. Now what are the issues? So the issues, first is siltation issues. Then we have inadequate depth, therefore we are unable to accommodate big ships. Then we are not having transshipment ports. We have only one transshipment port, that is in Vizhinjam. Apart from it, we don't have transshipment ports. Then containerization and mechanization facilities, they are not available in non-major ports. In most of them, they are not available. Then only 98 modernization facilities have been completed till now. The turnaround time is also very high. So if you see in 2014 we had a turnaround time of 94 hours. It has been reduced to 48 hours in 2024. But if you compare it to the global average, so the global average is 24 hours. So we are just twice more time taking than the global average. And then there is also a documentation burden. It has reduced in comparison to last 10 years. But if we see, if we compare it to the global average, the documentation burden is still high. Then we also have a port capacity utilization is around 57%. So though it is 57%, but if you see the distribution among the ports, it is very poor. It is not uniform. So some of the ports like JNPT and Chennai are overburdened. Then we also have hinterland connectivity issues. Then obviously we have a 7500-kilometer coastline that is impacted. Majority of it is impacted by cyclones, which also further affects our coast and their efficiency. Then we have pollution issues, like we have oil spills and various other things. Then one of the significant issue is this colonial act, this Indian Port Act of 1908. It is not very significant in today's time, but still we had this act. And the issue with this act is it has almost no dispute resolution mechanism. You imagine, this is 1908, times of British rule. Will they have any provision for this dispute resolution? No, they won't have. and they won't have provisions for private player also, because their goal was exploitation. So now what India has done, so the government of India has uh, come up with this Indian Port Bill of 2025. Now what it does is, to for settling maritime state, it settle it is setting up Maritime State Development Council, which will now focus on port development, and this council will ensure that we are in compliance with international laws and treaties. Also, the state maritime board will manage the non-major ports. Then this bill will provide clarity on private public partnership, which is a important aspect. Then it also has penal provisions for environmental offenses. So if you do some environmental offense, if you I'm sorry, so it has some environmental provisions. Then it calls for establishing adjudicatory mechanism to solve port related disputes. So the dispute is redressal mechanism, which was lagging in the 1908. It has been now resolved in the Indian Port Bill of 2025. Then the government has also launched the One Nation One Port process. So it will ensure the ease of doing business. You won't have to go to many offices at many places for different type of licensing and regulation. So it will obviously ease the business. Then we have the Sagar Anklan. So basically, it is a logistic port performance index, which will give us the rankings, and it will promote a competition. Then we have Sagar Mala project. It is a port-led development project in which we are focusing on port mechanization. Then we also have Sagar Setu app. Then we have RFID. It monitors goods access. It monitors goods across the ports. Then we also have Cruise Bharat mission. So these are the initiatives. So we have dealt with the importance of ports. We have seen the issues. We have seen government initiative. And as a conclusion or as an introduction for any mains answer on ports, you can always write that our PM Modi ji has said that ports are gateways to India's economic prosperity.